Welcome back everyone. In this video, we will learn about the concept of mensuration and we will see what's the meaning of perimeter and area and how to find out the area and the perimeter of different plane figures. This concept is already been taught in the lower classes. In this class, we will learn about the area and perimeter of some more plane figures like trapezium, quadrilaterals, rhombus, etc. So let's start the video. So first of all, let's understand what is the meaning of perimeter and area. Before starting out to find out the areas and perimeter, we should know about what is the literal meaning of perimeter and area. So just suppose one figure is there, one plane figure is there. I just wanted to take any plane figure, so I am choosing a rectangle. So for this rectangle, we know that the opposite sides are equal. So if I'm taking this side as L and this side as B, and as the opposite sides are equal, so this side is also L and this side is B. So as per the properties of rectangle, opposite sides are equal to each other. Now first of all, we have to understand what is the meaning of perimeter. So perimeter means the length of its boundary. That means the length of this side plus length of this side plus length of this side plus length of this side. So total boundary, the length of its total boundary is termed as its perimeter. Similarly, what's the meaning of area? Just suppose any plane figure I am drawing on a plane. So here I have drawn this rectangle. Now this rectangle occupies how much space or how much area it is covering on this plane. That particular space is known as area of this rectangle. So this is the literal meaning of perimeter and area. Now let's start with finding out how to find out the perimeter and area of some of the closed figures. In this video, first of all, we will recall what earlier we have learned about the perimeter and area of some of the figures, and afterwards we will see how to find out the perimeter and area of some more plane figures. Okay, so let's start. So first of all, I will make some columns. In the very first column, I will write down the name of the figure. In my second column, I will write down how the figure looks like, its shape. In my third column, I will write what can be its perimeter. And in the last column, we will write down what is its area. So my first figure is a very familiar figure that we are already studying it from the very lower classes, that is the triangle. So how the triangle looks like, just suppose it is having three sides and it looks like in this way. So if I am taking this one as my base, let it be B units, its length is B units. So this base, its opposite vertex, the distance between these two, the perpendicular distance between these two, this is known as the height or the altitude of this triangle, and let's denote it by the length h. Now how we can find out the perimeter? So for finding out the perimeter, we must know all the length of its sides. So if this is B, let's take it this one as C, this length, and this one as A. So as per the definition of the perimeter, perimeter is nothing but the length of its boundary. So perimeter can be find out as A plus B plus C, simply by adding all the sides of the triangle. We will get our perimeter. Now how to find out the area? Area can be find out as half into base into height. So here we have chosen our base as B. This is our base, and height as h. So this can be written as area is equals to half into base is b and height is h. So area is equals to half bh. This is the formula for finding out the area. Now let's see one more figure, number 2. Let's take it as rectangle. Now how rectangle looks like? This is also the familiar figure for us. We have seen lots of rectilinear figure around us. We know that a book, the top surface looks like a rectangle. A tabletop, it looks like a rectangle. So what's the property of rectangle? So in rectangle, we know that opposite sides are equal to each other. That means these two sides are equal and these two sides are equal to each other. So here if I am taking this bigger length as L units and the smaller side is B. So the opposite sides are equal to each other. This side will also be L and this side will also be B. So the perimeter easily we can find it out as L plus B plus L plus B. So what does it means? 2 times L are adding and 2 times B are adding to each other. So here we can write down perimeter as 2L plus 2B. Now out of this we can take out 2 common. So if I am taking 2 common, we are left with L plus B. So this is the formula for finding out the perimeter of the rectangle. Now let's come to the area. How to find out the area? So area can be found out as length into breadth. We can find out the area easily by multiplying the length and the breadth. And here we have abbreviated length as L and breadth as B. So our formula for finding out the area of rectangle is L into B. Now let's come to the third figure. Our third figure is square. And we know that how a square looks like. It is similar to the rectangle, but the difference is here the two lengths are there. One is L, one is B. And here all the sides are of same length. So let's suppose if I'm taking the length of one of its side as S, the other three sides will also be S. So simply we can find out the perimeter as S plus S plus S plus S. That means perimeter is equals to 4S. That means 4 times the length of its side. Now, as we have find out the area of the rectangle, similarly we have to find out the area of the square. Here we have multiplied 2 of its sides, 2 of its adjacent sides. Here also we have to multiply 2 of its adjacent sides. So here the 2 adjacent sides are S and S. So here we can write down side into side, which is equals to S into S and which is equals to S square. So this is the formula for finding out the area of the square. Now one more figure which we are familiar with is a circle. We have read all these figures, perimeter and area in the previous classes. Just as this video is just a recall of that. So because these formulas are always used whenever we are finding out the areas, volumes and perimeter of any figure. So let's see how circle looks like. So we know that circle is something like that. From the center, from a fixed point, a fixed length has been taken and that fixed length has been rotated all around in the 360-degree angle. So we will get a circle. So this fixed point is known as the center of the circle and this fixed distance is known as the radius of the circle. And this is, let's take the radius be R. So perimeter, we know that the sum of the length of its boundary. Now in this case, how to calculate the boundary? because this is a curved surface. In all these three figures, we have seen that these are the straight lines. So easily we can measure the lengths of the boundaries. But in this case, since it is a curved surface, curve part, how we can calculate its perimeter? So simply if we cut it down from any point, just suppose from here if I am cutting down the circle and just making it straight, it will become a length, a particular length. That length can be measured easily. So for finding if the radius is known to us, we can find out the perimeter easily by the formula perimeter, or the perimeter of a circle is known as circumference. Here, so I am writing here circumference. Circumference is nothing but the another name of perimeter in case of circum. So circumference is equals to 2 pi r. Now let's see what is the meaning of this pi. Right, you might have used this term in class 7. You know that pi, whenever I will ask for any class 7 or 8 student or even 9 and 10 students, whenever I will ask them what is the meaning of pi, they simply tell me this is 22 by 7 or their answer is 3.14. But why we are using this pi as 22 by 7? We should know that. Why we are using pi equals to 22 by 7. So for that one, I will give you one activity. That activity you have to do on your own, and you have to think why pi we are using and why pi's value is always 22 by 7. So what is the activity? The activity is you draw any circle of your choice, any big circle or any small circle. What you have to do is you have to measure the length of its circumference or the perimeter, right? How you will measure, I have told you, just cut it and make it straight and you can calculate its circumference. Let's denote it by C, right? And if we are measuring its diameter, that also we can do. Any circle we have drawn, or with by using a wire we can make a circle, right? And by making the circle we can measure its circumference easily, as well as we can measure its diameter also. So whenever we are dividing the circumference of any circle by its diameter, always we are getting a constant value. What is that value? The value will always be approximately equals to 3.1415, something like that you will get. So any type of circle you choose, it might be any small, it might be any big circle. Whenever we are dividing the circumference of the circle by its diameter, it always gives us an approximate value which is equals to 3.141, something like that. So that's why whenever we are dividing circumference by diameter, we are getting a constant value. That value's name we have chosen as pi. So that's why we are using the pi as 22 by 7. And pi is nothing but the ratio of circumference divided by its diameter. So that's why while finding out the circumference of any circle, we are using pi here. And when we are finding out the area also, again we will use this constant term pi. Okay, so area, how we can find out? It is nothing but pi r square. R is what? R is the radius of the circle. And here also we have used r. So 2 pi into r, and here area is pi r square. And pi we can take it as 22 by 7, or we can take it as 3.14. Any of the value we can use. So that's all for today's video. So if you like the session, then press the like button, share the video, subscribe it, and press the bell icon for further notification. Thank you.